Hello, my beautiful starseed. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your channel for grace. Let's hop right into your astrology and tarot reading for Leo season of summer 2021. Hello, Sagittarius. We are going to start with your astrology, looking at the major astrological aspects for this Leo season. I'm going to hop on over to your chart so we can talk about it in a little more detail and you can have a visual of what I'm talking about. So this chart is specific for a Sagittarius rising, but a lot of the channeled messages that come through for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. And also think about all of the planets that you have in the different energies that I'm going to be talking about, mostly Leo and Aquarius, Virgo, Taurus as well with Uranus retrograde. So all of those energies are going to, wherever you have planets, they're going to get aspected. So that's a good thing to think about, especially if you're new to astrology and you're like, I wonder what's going to happen with my Jupiter if my Jupiter is in Leo. Well, these energies will get aspected greatly in your chart. So I just wanted to tell you that, and then the tarot will give you more of the intuitive psychic reading. So the first thing that is going to happen in this Leo season is the sun is going to move into the sign of Leo. And this happens on the 22nd, which is actually the day that I'm recording this video. So it's actually kind of cool that you get the actual day. And this is happening in your 9th house. For the whole time that the sun will be in the sign of Leo, it's going to be in your 9th house. And this is the house of spiritual integration. This is the house of expansion. This is a house of education. This is also your natural home where you just love to be in because you rule this house. So it's a lot of freedom energy. So the fact that you're having a 9th house transit with Leo energy is really, really cool. And really, to me, it feels auspicious because this is also the place that's ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is like the greater benefic. He brings in good luck, he brings in optimism, and he makes things just like super fun. So that's the first thing that's happening. The other thing that we're going to see is like right before the sun moves into Leo, we have Venus move into the sign of Virgo. And that means that she's actually going to be in your 10th house of career. So this is a time to get organized. This is a time to focus on the details when it comes to your career, but also when it comes to your life path, because that is what the 10th house is all about. A few days later, Mercury also makes his way into Leo. So the focus is on what is your experience right now? It's having a bigger perspective, looking at things from a higher perspective. It's the eagle's eye view that that Mercury will help you in terms of communication, because he rules communication and channeling information and also expressing your true voice. So this is like a month, because it does last about a month. The sun moves 1 degree a day. So it starts at 0, it gets all the way to 29. So that's 30 degrees total. It's like the 30 degrees of the little pie chart, you know? But anyways, what is significant here about Mercury is that you're going to really want to express yourself in a very strong way. Then maybe you haven't. It's going to be less emotional and more fiery and passionate for sure. Right away, on the 23rd, which is tomorrow, we have the full moon. Oops, that was a horrible looking moon. We have the full moon in Aquarius. And this is aspecting your 3rd house. In fact, the duality between your 9th and 3rd houses is a duality that's going to be greatly aspected this entire season, because we will see 2 full moons in the sign of Aquarius and 1 new moon in Leo. So the 2 full moons will be in your 3rd house of communication, while the new moon will be in your 9th. So there's going to be a lot of highlighting your space of communication, your house of channeling information and speaking your truth and speaking your voice and not feeling like you have a blocked chakra. This is about opening up your throat chakra so that you can actually express things that are in within you, but that are maybe a little bit rebellious or a little bit out there in the sense of like not everyone agrees with you kind of a thing, because that tends to be Uranus. He's the awakener. And so it's like the awakening it never really feels that good. But this is where the theme starts here in your third house. So think about communication as being a big theme that kind of umbrellas all of Leo season for you. So everything that has to do with communication is going to be very strongly highlighted. Mars moves into the sign of Virgo as well on July 29th, excuse me. And this is about focusing your action and focusing your drive on your career and on the things that have to do with you showing up for the world in the public eye, because that is what the 10th house is. It is also, like I said, your life path. So a lot of your energy is going to go towards the 10th house this month, especially right at the beginning of the month, or at least for the first half of the month. And then, of course, we see the new moon in Leo in your 9th house. This is a new beginning, an initiation. It is happening on August 8th, which is the exact same day of the Lion's Gate. And this is the Leo activation. And this is the day where traditionally, or in ancient times, the sun aligned with the star Sirius, and the pyramids in Egypt aligned with Orion's belt. So it's a portal, and it's a portal to our higher selves. It's a portal to other dimensions. This is a powerful place to have a fiery new moon, and none other than in the sign of Leo, which activates your creativity and your passion. So this is a new spiritual journey that you are beginning with this moon. And then Mercury moves out of your 9th house and into the 10th. And so he enters Virgo as well. And that changes the focus for you on communication. Now, there's so much focus here in your 10th house. You're going to notice that's a big theme. And I'm going to recap the whole reading in a moment. But on this day, August 11th, the day that Mercury enters Virgo, there is a Venus moon portal in Virgo. So the moon is moving into Virgo as well. And there's that conjunction. And this is a beautiful energy for relationships. This is a great time to go out and have fun during, go on dates and things like that. This is also really beautiful, loving, harmonious energy in terms of our emotions and in terms of our relationships in general. For you, though, this is going to highlight your business relationships. So harmony in that area of your life. Uranus is going to go retrograde on the 19th, and so that's an interesting transit. Uranus is transiting your 6th house, which is your house of Taurus, and this is about revolutionizing your schedule. Your daily life has been there's a revolt, in your personal life, and things are different, and you don't do the same things you did before in terms of like your daily schedule and your daily life and being here in the present moment. When Uranus goes retrograde, we will experience a strong need to eliminate any unnecessary complication that hinders our freedom. This different perspective will lead to a huge paradigm shift. Uranus is the planet of freedom, so it is the planet that breaks the chains of everything that makes us feel restrained. It tears down walls, and it is that rebel who eliminates traditions with no shadow of regret, offering a new way to move forward towards the future. It is a rebel with a cause and with a purpose to raise humanity on new paths. And the reason why this specific transit is significant not only because it's going to give us a bigger perspective, but also because he actually rules the 2 Aquarius moons that are happening this month. And the last thing that we end the month with on August 22nd is that second full moon in Aquarius. So this is the completion of that cycle, dealing for you with spiritual integration, your spiritual journey, and then also how you're communicating your inner self. So to recap all of these energies, we are going to see these areas of your life highlighted strongly this season. Your area of communication, your area of your daily life and your daily schedule, your house of spiritual integration and expansion and more knowledge and education, and then your career house and your life path house. So all of these things are going to be interacting with each other very strongly this month, especially focusing in the 10th house of career, but coming through that duality of Leo Aquarius, which for you is 3rd and 9th houses. So let us hop on over to your tarot reading to see what your spirit guides want to tell you to expand on this beautiful message. I forgot to mention one thing for you, Sag, and it is Venus entering the sign of Libra, and she's going to be entering your 11th house of friendships and also sharing your gifts with the world. So what you're going to feel is like a very loving and harmonious and inspiring and very loving energy in terms of friendships. So that's going to feel really good. That's going to feel like you're going to want to enjoy yourself with your friends, and you're going to want to enjoy looking at things that are beautiful, focusing on the things that really matter, focusing on what brings more harmony and balance into your life. So just wanted to add that real quick, and let's hop on over to the cards. All right, Sagittarius, let us take a look at the cards that we pulled for you. These are the first 4 cards, which is basically the basic underlying foundational message for you, and we're going to add to this message to see what else comes through. Before I get into the reading, I did want to mention that I am diffusing sage essential oil in this really cute pilot diffuser from doTERRA. You can check out the description for more information about that. But if you're interested, I would highly recommend it. It's amazing. Diffusing oils. We are also featuring the Leo essential oil roller, which you can find in Chandra Sangat's Etsy shop. There's a link in the description of the video and also in the comments if you want to connect more with this Leo season energy. That's one way to do it. So the first thing I want to say about these 4 cards is that they are all reversed. And when you get a reading that has all reversed energies, the first thing that you think of is I feel like there's some kind of resistance to something, especially because of the types of cards that came through. But there's a lot more messages coming through, specifically through the images of these cards that we are going to go through so that you get a better idea of what's going on here. So the first card that we start with, this is actually the Death card. And you can see that in this tarot deck, they are bringing flowers to the grave of, it looks like it's, this woman that basically passed away. But she is actually fully free. And you see the big bright sun that she's dancing with the sun while they're bringing her, the flowers and just kind of respecting the grave. You also see the raven in this picture, which is the animal of magic, and you see the little bottle there, which is all about alchemy. And of course, you've got the skull, which represents death and transformation. So this season is a big theme for you of finding freedom. And I did mention in the astrology that you do have 9th house transits this season, which means that this is the house of spiritual integration. I feel like you are awakening to your soul in some way, shape, or form, finding the freedom that you really, really want in your life. You have been resisting a lot of change. To get the Tower card in reverse, it's like when the Tower card falls, it means that the change is finally happening. Like it's almost like a relief when the Tower card falls. But when you're resisting the change, what can happen is you get stuck and you start to feel stagnant. And that's what this message is that right now you may be feeling a lot of stuck energy, stagnant energy. You also get the Ten of Swords reversed. And the Ten of Swords upright is basically it's like the ending of a very gnarly cycle. The other thing that I see in this card is there's an eclipse going on, new moon eclipse, which is energy of revolution and change. And then you see the man who supposedly was inside, and you don't know if he's actually in spirit form, if he has passed away and he's just looking back. But this is I feel like a very reflective moment for you where you're watching like everything that has literally died. This also is a very strong resemblance to the South Node in Sagittarius, who has been kind of killing your dreams. Because whenever the South Node is in your specific sign, for anyone, it's like that's not what we're supposed to focus on. That's the past. And so you're observing the past, you're looking back and you're thinking, wow, so much has literally died. And what do I do now? It's almost like you feel naked. You feel like you don't know where you're going from here. But you do end this specific 4-card pull with the Wheel of Fortune. Now, unfortunately, this is reverse, which means that yes, the wheels of time are changing, but you may be resisting that change. This entire reading, I'm going to add some more cards to it, but it really feels very kind of karmic. It feels like you're going to be moving towards freedom. Like that's the theme. The main theme is like the Death card. You're going to feel that moment of that maybe if you do surrender to the change that's wanting to come through, that you will find yourself realizing that you actually have done a lot of work already to release and let go. And all you need to do is allow the universe to take you where it needs to go. Don't resist the new direction that your life wants to take. You also get the animal card of the jackal. Interestingly enough, this is a very intense image. And this card represents truth. The truth is here. Do you see that Ankh facing down? Do you see the dogs? This is a very strong Egyptian energy. And this is also the Sirius star seeds are coming through here because they are the Canis Major constellation. The dogs in ancient Egypt were actually sacred animals. They were often like symbols of the dog, and even the actual dogs and animals were buried with the pharaohs because they were like they guided people to the other world. And this is, to me, in the form of a spirit guide showing up for you saying, look, you're not alone on this journey. Yes, it's been very difficult. It's been very challenging. You've been, basically stabbed a bunch of times, but it almost feels like, did you get the message already or not? Are you still trying to do the thing that you're not supposed to be doing? Because if you're still trying to do the thing that you're not supposed to be doing, you're going to feel that stagnant, stuck energy. And the point is to move away from that this Leo season. Leo is also the energy of fire. So you need to let that fire that is natural to you, the element of fire, that passion and that creativity and that desire for freedom to take over right now during this season and re-inspire you. You get the Oak Creek Canyon card, which is about moving to another level. And I actually love that message. And I feel like that's exactly what you need to know right now is like you're moving forward to another energy. All you need to do is just surrender and let the universe take you there. The next card we get is Stepping Through. I love this card. I love these Beyond Lemuria cards. Stepping Through is about following your heart, which is very much aligned with Leo energy. This is about dreaming big, which is very much a Sagittarius thing. This is about stepping through something that has been holding back. That's exactly the message of this entire reading is you need to step through. You are stepping through something that has been holding you back and keeping you stagnant, which definitely could be the South Node on your sun or on your rising or on your moon or on any of those strong energies that affect your very personal, in a very personal way. This is about a threshold. You are standing at a threshold right now. This is about starting new projects, believing in yourself, self-belief, which is very much about, belief systems are about Sagittarius. And you have to believe that it is all possible. You also have to take the road less traveled, not the road that most people are taking. Because if you're taking the road that everyone else is taking, that's not the road that's going to lead you to the freedom that you desire in the world. And this is also a card of trust. You need to remember to trust in the journey. To align with our ancient families, I use the Sacred Sites Oracle cards, and you pulled the card of Tongariro, which, I mean, if you look at the image in this card, it's really intense. The faces of, this is from the in New Zealand, the Maori tribe, and they're very intense beings. They're very strong spiritual beings. This is also a lizard at the bottom, so it's almost like the heavy energies of the lizard, which is more of like the underworld kind of thing, is like a temptation kind of energy. So you have to be a warrior. You have to move from here on out, knowing that it's a little bit of a battle to get to where you want to go. What this card ultimately represents is respect. It's about respecting that, like respecting spirit, respecting the divine, respecting the journey. There's a story that says that there was once an old tohunga, which was an old, sage, for whom many showed little respect, especially the young, who mocked him. The tohunga was largely ignored when he interrupted a school ceremony one day with predictions of impending disaster, revealed to him in the form of a great rampaging taniwa, which is the lizard. Don't even get me started about the symbols here. The boy Turi, however, who had been taught to respect his elders, which is to respect the wisdom, which is very much Sagittarius. I always like to say Sagittariuses are the wisdom keepers. To respect his elders, stood up for the tohunga. So the villagers agreed to at least visit him and take him some food. They found him high on the mountainside just as the earth shook and the great wave came. I'm getting chills right now, destroying all they had left behind. There's so much here. I'm getting images like fast lightning. This is the North Node. This is about following the North Node in Gemini, which it symbolizes the ultimate truth. The Tohunga is the North Node in Gemini, saying it's over here, you guys. It's not where you think it is. It's not in the South Node. You can't believe false belief systems. If you don't believe the truth, you're going to literally perish in this great flood or in this great wave that's passing through. So the wave comes through and destroys everything that was left behind, but they have been saved because they followed the guru, or they followed the wisdom, or they followed the truth, or they followed the North Node, which is in Gemini, not in Sagittarius. So don't resist. Stop resisting the change and stop resisting the truth in the way that it wants to show up in your life. I want to pull some cards from the Starseed Oracle. And while I shuffle these, I do want to remind you to make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notified of when I go live and when I upload videos. Make sure to download my free moon astrology guide, which is going to tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. And it's going to enter you into my email list, which I send out a weekly moon magic report, which is basically the forecast for the week. I do starseed readings. You can check all these things out on my website, channelforgrace.guru. And then also I usually put all information and all announcements in the description. So always make sure to check out the description. And welcome to all the new subscribers. All right, here are your oracle cards. Surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. So Venus energy is that loving, nurturing energy that for you is going to be entering into your 11th house of friends and also sharing your gifts with the world. Let your friends help you connect with those people that make you feel good. This is a double mission. You are a light worker starseed, and you're serving the world by being you. So this is about remembering your purpose here on earth, your starseed mission, but knowing that there's a double purpose. You are here as a human being, so you're a spiritual being having a human experience, but you're extra special. We all are, but starseeds are special because they actually came here to embody their true essence, their higher self in the physical form, so that they can inspire others to do the same, and humanity can truly find themselves in that evolved, enlightened place that we're really meant to be in, and connect to those beautiful energies instead of getting stuck, which this is what the reading started with. And the last card you get is deep cellular healing. Ooh, Arcturus energy. So the Arcturian starseeds are getting a message here. Physical and emotional healing. This is really at the core basis of what's going on for you. This is a moment in general with South Node and Sag of deep cellular healing that is helping you to completely transform your DNA. Like, I feel like a DNA activation is literally what this whole reading is really telling you. Don't resist the activation. Don't resist the evolution. Don't resist the enlightenment. Don't get stuck on that South Node. Follow the ultimate truth. Follow that sage that spoke the truth. Will you recognize the truth when it hits you in the face? Sagittarius, which you are ruled by Jupiter, which is the truth. So thank you so much for watching this reading. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I will see you again next time.